There is a magic to creating your own reality that few people know about. There's something called parallel universes. And quite simply, what a parallel universe is that all things are happening at once. All things possible are happening at once. So, if you want to create a different reality for yourself, all you have to do is hop into another universe. Now, we are blind to those other universes normally, but it is possible to get a sense of them. You probably have an inkling of possibilities in your life, other possibilities that you have not experienced yet, something you want to experience, something that you could find pleasurable, enjoyable, happy, prosperous, something that will really make your life wonderful. So wouldn't it be great if you could just go ahead and hop into that different universe? How do you do that? It's not necessarily simple, but it is possible. We all have a sense of it. So the main thing is to get an idea of what it is. Bear in mind, this is not necessarily an instant process. The thing that makes it happen is time. Time is an illusion. It doesn't really exist because all things are happening at once. However, it is our blind spot, time. You have to move beyond time somehow. You have to sense what could be in a different time, but not just a different time, but a different reality. Each time you make a choice, something happens. You hop into a different universe. The choice you did not take still goes on. A part of you, another part that is actually you, is in that other universe. It is actually there, taking place. The reality is taking place in that other way, the choice you did not take. So, what choices you take lead to a new reality, but it's not quite that simple. Time blinds us to the reality that we possibly can experience. Time is a blindfold that prevents us from moving into another reality because we experience it as fixed. It is not fixed. It is not permanent. It is flowing, as we're aware, time flows, but it does not necessarily flow just in a positive direction. You can go back to another reality by going slightly backwards in time. And there's a way of doing that. A way that is fairly simple. It's like setting your watch back just a little bit, maybe a second or so. So when you make a choice, think about the alternatives, as you normally do. What are you going to do? What choices are you going to make? And what are the outcomes? And if you made the other choice, what are the outcomes there? If you could go back just a little bit, you may be able to grasp on to another reality and get a sense of what that might be. Why is this important? Because another reality might take you in a much different place than your intentions are. It might be, in some ways, a better place. So what you need to do is to think about where you want to head. What do you want to do? What do you want to create? And when you have that in your mind, you let go. Think about a few seconds in the past when you're out to make a decision and kind of look at what the choices are. Expand them. There are literally millions of choices in each second of life. So if you find one that makes your reality true, that would be the one to take. But detecting it is impossible in a way. It is a part of trial and error. So just turn your clock back a bit in your mind and think about another choice you could take and how, in a weird way, it might lead you to something that you really want, something you really want to happen. And that way, you could make another choice that might eventually lead to a new place, something that has what you need, something that you can experience more fully, and perhaps in a whole different direction, something very fulfilling that you can have, that you want, that can make life much better for you. So, to summarize, think about what you want. Turn your clock back a second or two. Think about all of the possible choices, not just one or two or three, but the millions of choices. Realize that everything possible is happening all the time. Then pick a direction, live with it for a while, and then do this again and again, periodically, when you think of it, when it's appropriate, and you will eventually get everything that is in your wishes and your desires. Hopefully, this will work well for you and enjoyable in many ways.